from Tom Hartman. But let's do a Stoney Progressive takedown, guys. One more. Kevin McCarthy. He is a Republican from Bakersville. Ooh, a Republican from Bakersville. That whole socialist state has this guy being a very affluent area of the inland LA area. And so he is your Republican socialist. I thought they're all socialists in California. I hear this all the time at the bar. So 202-225-2915, 202-225-2915. Let's if you dislike your representative, let them know that they're not doing their job for you. So Kevin McCarthy, the California representative, for quite a while he's been in politics, and he has raised himself quite a sum of money. And guess what? Goldman Sachs is always on somebody's top. That's always fun because Goldman Sachs, they're nice and neutral. Comcast, fantastic. Blue Cross Blue Shield. So yeah, he's never going to be for Medicare for all. He's Blue Cross Blue Shield bought. Health professions, oil and gas, securities, investments, and real estate. That's his bread and butter. So he doesn't care about middle America. Holy wow. And he raised a lot of money in 2020. Good for him. Why does he need that much? That's an interesting question. I want to look and see where is he putting that money at? He hasn't ran a competitive race in a while. So yeah, they've been behind the super PACs lately, but $1.5 million from lobbyists, $1.5 million from lawyers, law firms, and Republican conservative firms. A lot of money from oil, gas, security, and real estate. Goldman Sachs, Comcast, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Oracle Group, Wells Fargo. So yeah, I think he should get to wear these. We should make him a coat. Go ahead and somebody take that top 10 there that are Citigroup, Bank of America, AT&T, Chevron, Wells Fargo, Oracle, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Comcast, and Goldman Sachs, and just make him a nice big old coat, put it all around him. He can wear that with flying colors, so at least the people around him know who he's actually working for. He's not working for us. That's what I have to say about Kevin McCarthy. And he is not, as a Stoney Progressive, let's go ahead and say, he is not for cannabis at all. He's okay with the cannabis businesses using banks, but not that they do something legal. How does that work? This is fantastic. He thinks that they can use the banks, but their whole basis is completely illegal. So that's how much of a capitalist he is. Fantastic. I wanted to see. Let's be fair and balanced here, guys.
We may not have fair and free elections.
The president has been consistent on this issue, and the issue at hand.
Are you concerned that without these voting rights bills, the election results won't be legitimate?
I'm absolutely concerned about that.
So there you have Democrats a bit doubling down at times on the president's suggestion that midterms may not be legitimate. That is, unless they say Congress passes the party's bill to federalize elections. Here to talk about that, more things, the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. And sir, good morning.
First of all, it should be a day off. Everybody should have that day. Like, we have all these Monday holidays. Why can't we have that be a Monday holiday? You can go vote Sunday or Monday. And bam, have people have the day off so actual people can go out and vote. It's so undemocratic.
Morning to you. Thanks for coming back. The quote from the president on Wednesday was, "I think it easily could be illegitimate." Jen Psaki came on yesterday and said he was absolutely not suggesting that. How did you hear it?
Well, every day we hear something from the president, and the next day we hear the correction. So I'm not quite sure what the president
Same with the last president.
is talking about on each motion bill. This makes no sense, because if anyone read the bills of what they want to do, their HR 1 and others, they really want to have a speech czar. They want to have taxpayer money pay for campaigns. And in their very first bill that they put forward, Schumer would have gotten $40 million of taxpayer money for his campaign. They want to politicize the Federal Election Committee. Instead of being an equal number of Republicans or equal number of Democrats, they want to weight it towards the Democratic side. I don't know if they're doing this because they know what's going to happen, that they know they're going to lose the majority. I mean, they got 28 Democrats today already announced retirements. And in 290 days and 13 hours, the American public is going to be able to have their voice heard. I bet that retirement number goes well over 30. And remember, in 2010, when they lost 63 seats and they had a high retirement, that was just 17 retirements at that time.
He said that he's going to try to get out and travel a lot more. He's going to be out on the campaign trail. He's going to talk about his accomplishments. Does that concern you at all when it comes to the races that you're trying to win?
No, I want him in those races. You look at his approval rating, I bet he doesn't have one member of Congress in the Democratic Party asking him to come. Are they going to ask the president, the vice president, or Nancy Pelosi? I would welcome them coming out. Let's explain why inflation and the prices are so high. Let's explain why there's crime in the streets day in and day out.
All these things are not 1 year problems, they're 10-year problems, they're 30-year problems, they're not 1 year's problems or 1 year solutions. So that's ignorant politicians being ignorant morons and just trying to talk in sound bites. Oh my God, dude, none of those issues happened this year. Everything you're talking about is at least 10 to 20 year plan.
Let's explain why the borders are open and they won't go visit it or do anything to deter it. Let's explain why the world is not safe anymore based upon his handling Afghanistan with 13 new Gold Star families. And now he could have more blood on his hands based upon how he welcomed Putin to invade and an incursion into Ukraine. I mean, there is issue after issue that the American public cares about. His biggest problem, he's not out there listening.
No. The absence of Stacey Abrams in Georgia about a week ago may portend some of that. We'll see whether or not you're right. I've talked to a lot of folks in Washington about the number of seats that you're targeting. Some people say it's high as 70. Others say it's 45. What is it more realistically, you believe? Is it close to the 45 or 70?
Targeting is what you're going to campaign in. And after looking at New Jersey and Virginia, remember, President Biden won New Jersey a year prior by 16 points. He won Virginia by 10. So I would say any Democrat who sits in a seat where Biden won by 16 or less, it's a competitive seat, and we should challenge him. We're getting amazing recruitments coming out. Remember, in the last election, we had more Republican women got elected to Congress than in any time in history.
Right.
The diversity of what we're finding. That means we can compete anywhere. We won seats that Biden won by more than 15 points. Our best state in the last election was California, defeating 4 Democrats.
And you might see more of that, right? The way things are going, you might see more of it. But one of the things the president said in his press conference the other day is that he can't explain, and he doesn't know what Republicans stand for. One of the things that happened in the press.
And don't forget that there's mass movements this last year, you idiots. And a lot of those Republican people are back here in Florida. And yeah, so a lot of your Republican buddies that were in California have moved to Texas or Florida. So you might actually have lost some Republicans in that state, but never take secondary things. Never think about a secondary issue. Only talk about one issue and one problem with the issue and one thing we're going to do to stop it. It's never a multi-issue. It's never deeper than just the
conference says you did not have any questions on crime at all. We just had Jesse Waters on. He went and talked to a diverse group of people down there at Union Square.
I don't care what his opinion. Let's give this 20 seconds or so. Oh, delightful. No volume on it.
Asking ourselves one question. Is America better off after 12 months of one-party rule in Washington? Well, let's recap to see what the answer to that question is. 1 million kids started the year off once again, dealing with abrupt school closures, returning to more uncertainty and disruption. I know you heard it from so many parents being stuck once again. Homicides in 2021 were near record highs. In several major cities like Philadelphia and Portland, murders hit the highest rate in the city's history. Now we have the reason you're all here. We have the highest inflation rate in 40 years, causing prices to surge. That increase you see there all happened under President Biden's watch. To put that number in perspective, here is the real impact inflation is having on soaring prices. Americans are paying on a daily basis. 50% in gas, used cars up 37%, hotels 28%, beef 19%. Now that's only if you could actually find it. Consumers been to the store recently? Over the past week, Americans have shared their experiences of dealing with empty shelves and sparse supply while doing their grocery shopping. By nearly every single measure, America is worse off than we were before Joe Biden took office. And despite the slews of ongoing crisis, what did the president do and where did he travel this week? Did he go to a school to advocate for our children to return to the classrooms? No, he did not. Not to one of the communities dealing with the historic crime surge. And we know he didn't go to the border to see the situation firsthand because he's been avoiding that crisis all year. No, the President of the United States went to Atlanta to appease his Twitter base, spread falsehoods, and to disparage millions of Americans. You know, the Biden agenda is now so toxic that the Daily Beast, and that's far from a right-leaning publication, recently dubbed it as a Build Back Quieter, because even Democrats are actively avoiding talking about it. And by the way, I have a question for all of you. Did anyone in this room find out where Stacey Abrams' scheduling conflict was all about? Well, maybe we just found the answer. Need any other indication President Biden is unpopular? As I come week after week, it is now 26 Democrats have announced they will be retiring.
Oh my God, he's so boring. I mean, I don't disagree, agree, whatever. I don't care. He's boring, right? I mean, congratulations, dude. No wonder they had to push so hard to get him in. He thought he had it for sure, and